Welcome to Tarot Predictions, guys, and I'm so glad that all of you are here. Let me shuffle the cards, and by one card draw, we're going to see how the weekend is going to go for all of the star signs. This reading should be rather accepted as something as a guidance than the exact predictions. Um, and before we start do my shuffling, guys, I would like to remind you that if you do want a private reading, you can always purchase one at www.tarotpredictions.net, written here in the post, in case you can't catch up with my pronunciation. And as soon as you make your purchase, if you don't contact me through the contact form, I will get in touch with you, and we will schedule a accurate and comfortable time for both of us. So with that being said, the cards shuffled, I will shuffle only once at the start because this is a 12 card draw, guys, and let's accept that it is a spread of 12 cards, each card that is representative of the star sign we're reading for. So first star sign, that will be Aries, as per usual. And for Aries, this weekend is going to be marked by the Tower card, and Tower card shows that a lot of things are going to turn around that weekend, guys. I mean, you cannot expect that the things are gonna go according to plan, in positive and in negative way. Now, depending on your personal situation, the tower always can unfold differently for every single one of you. Now, sometimes, well, most of the time, the card comes as a impression that we're losing something, as an impression that something terrible, tragic is happening around. Now, this is just a first view perspective. What I mean is that as soon as the time start moving on, and you kind of like sober yourself about what is going on, you're about to see that in reality, at the end, you will end up as from the winning side. This is the always as a property of the tower card. I mean, it comes the change, the shift, or whatever. It does come as a as a sign of losses, or it does come through a certain losses, certain uncomfortable and easy circumstances for you. But in reality, at the end, one wins because one is capable of basically clear out some unnecessary burdens, some unnecessary things into their life, thus they can actually be more free to add more productive stuff going further in the future. That being said, if you are due happening to work this weekend, guys, don't push it way too hard. It's because for what it seems, there are still yet to be discovered new circumstances and new possible approaches toward your project, or toward the success of your project. Talking about relationship with this card, be open for surprises and don't accept everything personal, because this is life. I mean, you're about to experience a lot of, I can't say changes, but a lot of surprises through this weekend, Aries, which in your relationship life, which are going to make you feel uncomfortable, kind of uneasy, but at the end of the day, they will have rather positive influence upon your life. The next one, that will be Taurus. In Taurus, you will have a very peaceful, guys, weekend, where actually all of your troubles, if you do have any, are going to leave you alone. They are going to leave you at peace, and you will be able to contemplate upon your own personal plans moving forward. You will be able to create plans, guys. It is very important to spend the day, because the Four of Swords is about that. The Four of Swords is about being in sanctuary, being in a sanctum, being with someone that truly understands you, being with someone that can really give you sound and accurate advices about your situations. And this is how you need to spend the time, with someone who truly understands you, and with someone that can really penetrate through your surroundings and through your situations, so they can really put themselves into your shoes, and from there give you an accurate opinion. Now, that opinion may not be taken an actions upon, but at least needs to be taken under consideration. Another property of this card about your job and about your career is that things are gonna go smooth if you're happening to working at this weekend. Your relationship, well, this card rather speaks that there will be no tantrums, there will be no outbursts nor disputes into one relationship in this weekend. So for you, Taurus, the weekend rather will go very pleasantly and calmly. On top of that, I mean, you will be rather in a peaceful place where you can catch up your breath, you can take your rest, so you can face the next week, which is to come, guys, with more vital energy within. The next one, that will be Gemini, and it's for Gemini we do have the Four of Wands, and they are highly advisable to spend time searching and adding new friends into the equation. Now this card, the Four of Wands, is about reaching completion. I like to say that every time I drew it, of a very important cycle that is a fruit of a long-term hard labor that once Gemini put it in. So suddenly out of nowhere, guys, you may kind of have that opportunity to make a closure, to set up closure with a certain, you know, circumstances of yours. On top of that, the Four of Wands, it is about finalizing, how can I express it, finalizing situations which are making you uncomfortable and putting them behind your back. But above everything else, this card marks a weekend of celebrations, and these celebrations could be very well because of the fact that you are able to pull it through with something very difficult, with something very bothersome for most. Well, basically you have made it, for what I can say. So your relationship, it is rather will go very pleasant. Again, I mean, you will be able to put behind your back serious arguments, serious conversations, and serious, you know, difficulties into one relationship, where you are actually finding an accurate resolution for them, being sure that they are not going to immerse beneath the surface going on further in the future. Happening to work, you Gemini, at this weekend, well, the work will be very, very productive of your behalf. It is very advisable for you to glance back into serious matters from the past of your work which you couldn't complete, because this weekend you may have very well the chance to do so. Cancers, for you we do have the Knight of Cups and Lady Cancers. That could be a suitor in your life. Now the Knight of Cups is someone who flatters. The Knight of Cups is someone who is trying to touch your emotions and your feelings through expressing their emotions and their feelings. So don't be surprised if someone approaches you and it's telling you how beautiful you are, and you know how much they admire you, for example, and how much they are crushing upon you and these kind of stuff. And it's kind of like very positive from that point of view. However, these people, as I said, they are suitors, but also they are heartbreakers. What I mean is that could be also, you know, someone who just likes to enthrall you for the challenge, and after that they may leave you aside and they glance or kind of like go forward with the next challenge. So you gotta be careful with that. But in the global scheme of things, this card rather shows for one relationship that both partners, you know, they're gonna have spring-like emotions swirling into the relationship, which means that the emotions are going to be very sincere, very innocent, and coming out of nowhere, very spontaneous. And also these emotions that both are going to share in between one another are going to make them aware that actually your partner, or you for your partner, are everything they have ever wanted, at least for now. And in order to do so, you need to keep amusing them, and you don't have to put really hard work into that. You just need to be yourself with them, honest, sincere, and pure. That's most important. Happening to work today, guys, Cancers, you have to put extra effort in your work. It is because with this card, luck has nothing to do how your things are going to unfold. That being said, you shouldn't wait for a certain unfoldment to happen on its own accord, but just on the contrary, you need to put the hard work in. And by putting the hard work in, guys, you are about to realize that you are not using your full potential, and that realization, that insight is going to kind of like open your horizon for, or kind of like your glance for more opportunities coming forward, because you are going to realize that you have more for a contribution toward the common goal. Now, next one, that will be Leo. And for Leo, we do have the Temperance. And first and foremost, guys, into your relationship, a lot of romance and a lot of intimacy will be present. Two of you are going to, what I like to say is burying the tomahawk, making big compromises for for the sake of the relationship itself, happening to work. This card rather comes as a mixture of what is possible and what is impossible, and through that you are bound to find the correct approach toward your situation. What is important during this weekend, however, guys, one second, I have some updates going on, whatever. So what is important during this situation, guys, is that you should not bruise yourself upon other people, especially if their opinion isn't matching with yours. That is crucial here, because you may offend people which you don't want to offend, people that are really determined to help you. But help doesn't mean that they will support you unconditionally. Help does mean that they are going to try to make your eyes open. But it doesn't really mean that their opinion should be a virtue here. That being said, you should not, how can I place in words? You should not be bruising yourself upon them with your own personal opinion, trying to make them see your way, but in the same time you shouldn't allow them to influence you into such extent that you forsake your own way. No, you need to kind of make a point there that everybody have their own, you know, perception, everybody have their own opinion, and because you are friends, because you're people that have a common, you know, dignity, and you respect each other, you have to also respect the different opinions there. Now, one more thing about this card is about healing, about solidarity, about compassion. So if someone is in a hard spot, if someone around you that you really care about is struggling, you kind of need to give them a helping hand if you can, of course. And also, guys, for your personal health, this card as says healing, it is likely that your symptoms are going to improve. Then we are going to Virgo, and for Virgo we do have the Ten of Pentacles, and this will be rather comforting weekend for you, Virgos. You are going to surround yourself with luxury, you're going to surround yourself with security, and most likely people are going to contribute for your security, but first and foremost, someone which had proven in the past that they are unworthy for your trust, they are going to prove otherwise, which means that, guys, you are about to reconcile with a very helpful and very important friend back into your life during this weekend. It's just this person needs a second chance, as this card it is showing up. I mean, someone is going to make it up for you. This card also kind of shows, guys, that some of your investments, as either time or money, are going to be cost worthy, which means cost effective. And that being said, you will be able to gain, you know, get some benefits from that. So whatever you are planning to invest in this weekend is going to pay off further in the future. But it's very important, as a Ten of Pentacles, is to create comfortable environment into your family, especially if you are married, if you do have kids. You need to create comfortable environment for them, so your time in this weekend run pleasant and without any difficulties whatsoever. The next one, that will be Libra. And for Libra, we do have the Two of Wands. So this weekend for Libra is going to go under the banner of exploring, under the banner of realizing that the world is wide, and the realizing that whatever is happening to them is not the end of the world, and they do still have whole life in front of them. They still do have exit, they still do have an escape road, if you want to say it that way as well. And this card also marks exploration, guys, of options available coming on forward. So for those who are jobless, for example, this weekend is very crucial for them to start searching for other job. And under start searching, I mean reconnoitering about a new job, like browsing newspapers, browsing websites, and kind of like fixing and marking which company you should apply on when the next week comes. If this is about a relationship, a little bit more dangerous card, a card that hides a secret menace here. This card shows that behind your good intentions, or the results of your good intentions to kind of consolidate and strengthen the relationship, is that you may become a little bit more bruising upon your partner. You may become a little bit more demanding there, and before you know it, I mean, your partner could become aggravated, your partner could become annoyed, your partner may lose interest in being with you at this very weekend. It's because it's way too much for them to handle. I mean, because you are stifling them with your things. So if that's the case for you, Libra, try to be a little bit more, how can I place it in words here, guys? A little bit more willing to understand that everybody does require their own personal space, and if you don't get a text return immediately from your partner when you text them, for example, don't presume stupid things, or don't be mad about it, or if your partner doesn't want to talk to you right now in this very moment, leave them alone for some time. They will come back to you. You will see it. It's just that you shouldn't be way too demanding, because at the end of the day you may want everything to happen this weekend, but you may, you know, get with nothing at the end of the day. Scorpios, this weekend is highly advisable, guys, for you to just do whatever you want to do, but not anything important, not anything serious. So by looking at this card, actually this weekend I'm gonna go and do some fun things. I'm going to spend the time of nurturing my soul, because this card is showing that we cannot make any progress this weekend, neither into our career, neither into our relationship. Everything is set and how it is because the right time haven't came yet, and that's why we need to spend the time, guys, doing something that is pleasant to our souls, doing something that is pleasant for us as individuals. Some people likes to party, some people likes to play games like me, so this is what I'm going to do in this weekend. And basically, guys, you need to take care for yourself, and you need to pay attention to your own personal needs this weekend. Now this card shows, Scorpios, that yeah, it is stormy outside. I mean, you may have a certain difficulty, certain issues, but the skies darken, are going to be set in light again, and the only thing you need to do is wait, because you cannot influence the storm that is going on around us, guys. It is basically impossible to do so, because unfortunately we cannot alter it at all, and that's why we have to just patiently wait into our career and into our relationship. And if you do so, if you don't frantically try to resolve these issues that you have, guys, I promise you that they are going to be resolved on their own accord. Next one, that will be Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, King of Wands, guys, that could be a person in your life, and this person very demanding, with a high standards, with a high expectations. They will accept some performance from you. So these who are working, that will be as very well your boss, which wants something done during this weekend, something that's kind of like it's on the edge of not being able to be achieved, because either the timeline is tight, or the resources are not enough. But these people have a different perspective, these people have a different vision, and you have to kind of like approve, or not approve, but you need to be to show yourself capable into their eyes. However, these people are not going to oppress you if this is what you are afraid of. Just on the contrary, so you can do the job well, they are going to try to lift up your spirit. They are going to try to keep you into a positive mood. This is about your career. Relationship wise, guys, your partner could act a little bit strange this weekend, and they could be a little bit more demanding you know, and they may try to experience or kind of like present you with different activities. It is because they want a certain challenge, and you need to give that certain challenge to them. I mean, they really want to experience something that is above the level of performance into one relationship, and you need to give them that pleasure, because this is going to pay off a big time. It will really conflagrate their passion, and if you want them passionate, it is exactly what you're gonna get at the end. For Capricorns, we do have the Four card, and you Capricorns are about to discover a lot of things this weekend. Now that card always marks a new beginning into something. That new beginning could be a new job, you know, it could be a new relationship, it could be pregnancy, but above everything else, guys, this card is pointing that this weekend you should not be way too serious. You know, why so serious, son? I remember it was in a movie, yeah, in a Joker, I think. I mean, it was in the Batman, the Dark Knight. So you shouldn't accept things seriously this weekend. I mean, you need to kind of like face shenanigans with smile. You need to face as I said, not just shenanigans, but these awkward things which are happening with kind of like an opportunity to experience something different. The Four card is very important because you need to be pure and innocent towards your approaches, and especially if you are dealing with kids, especially if you are dealing with people that first time you're meeting with them. This is very important. When you first time meet someone, presenting yourself as one is, and a little kindness can go, guys, for a long way. That being said, this weekend you have to, guys, sit down and scribe your ideas on a sheet of paper. Also, you need to allow yourself to experience different activities so you can see which one you like and which one you don't like. You need to allow yourself to express your emotional state outside, and you need to do that. Also, you need to be energetic, and if it comes to an interaction, you have to be spontaneous. This is what is going to open a brand new door for you. I mean, you're about to experience the world in a different way, in a way that you will for sure like, and nothing will be for you the same after that. So it is a very important. This is a huge breakthrough this weekend for you Capricorns in empathizement with other people. I mean, you are about to reach a huge insights about that, and the whole way of how you interact with people will be changed for the duration of the future, or for kind of like, you know, certain amount of your future. Then we are going to Aquarius. For Aquarius, that will be the Justice card, and Justice card, it is it is expressing that this weekend, guys, justice, law, and order will be at your disposal. So everything will go according, not just to plan, but according to the way it is supposed to go. It is very important, however, you to be accountable toward the situation, but above everything else, you need to be accountable toward oneself. That means that you need to act fairly toward oneself. Whatever it is planted now in the weekend, either good or bad, the fruits of it are going to be reaped further in the future. It is very important as well, if you are happening to work this weekend, guys, to rearrange the resources you have at your disposal, and to rearrange the priorities that you are setting on the projects you are working at. As if we're talking about career, this card is kind of like marking a time where you should become a little bit more serious about the relationship, or you need to start demanding from your partner to become a little bit more serious about the relationship. And that being said, the chores into one relationship needs to be spread equally in between you, your husband, your kid, or whatever you name it. It's just about the chores here, and it is about, guys, the contribution. I mean, one cannot contribute more than the other, because it's going to be a one-sided relationship. And last but not least, we are having Pisces on the horizon, and for Pisces we do have the Ace of Cups. And Pisces, something is going to happen this weekend for you, something that will create tremendous pleasure in your heart, guys. Actually, this card preaches that your heart, once empty, now is going to be refilled again, and the world ain't gonna seem the same, or ain't gonna look the same, when you glance at this overflowing joy that is embarking in your life. This card marks impending change for your life, and change change, guys, which are going to make your current issues, current difficulties, current nightmares irrelevant to you, because it will give you hope for a brighter future. It's going to give you a thrills that things can get better. This card could mark the appearance of your new lover. This mark could mark the appearance of the project that is given to you, the project that you really want. This card could mark the end of an issue with your parents. Its meaning is broad, and it does depend on your personal situation. But whatever it is, guys, I mean, whatever you are experiencing as a difficulty, you may expect that it's not going to be resolved, but something is going to happen which are going to make those difficulties irrelevant, and the fact that you have to deal with them will be no longer, which means that you can just, you know, leave them behind your back and focus yourself on this new bright perspective, which is filling your heart with joy. So that being said, this was the Taroscope for the weekend, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's helpful to you. And if it does, please like and share the video so it can help to more people. Now, for those who have missed their star signs, moon and ascendant, the video will be shortly uploaded into YouTube, and when it is uploaded, the post will be made for it. And because at the YouTube there will be a timestamps, and you can navigate easily to find your ascendant, moon and rising sun, rising sign. So again, I want to tell you guys that if you do want a private reading, you can always purchase one at www.tarotpredictions.net, which is written here in the post. And as soon as you make your purchase, we're going to schedule an appropriate time for both of us when the reading can be performed. With that being said, I wish you best of luck in this weekend, guys. You take care, and as I said, for Capricorns, don't be way too serious. I mean, life is way too short, so we waste time on shenanigans. And you take care now, guys. See you next time. Bye.